So we're now on to the final stages of creating our advent calendar. I've done my stitch all the way around the edge there just to give it a pretty border. And I've taken my backing fabric, the turquoise spotty fabric, and I've got my grosgrain ribbon ties as well. Now, you have a choice. There's an easy way and a trickier way, and it's going to be up to you which way you choose to do this. I'm going to talk you through the easy way, and then I'm going to demonstrate the more advanced way. So it's up to you what you feel like doing. So first of all, a quick run through of how you're going to finish this off the easy way. First thing to do is your turquoise spotty fabric is slightly larger than your advent calendar. You're just going to lay one out on top of the other, and you're going to cut around the turquoise fabric, so you're going to be left with an L-shaped piece that you don't need, so that both your turquoise spotty and your advent calendar are exactly the same size. Once you've done that, you're then going to just move the turquoise fabric out of the way for a second. You're just going to secure your ties. Take each tie, fold it in half, place one right above the 2 and 24 pocket, and place one in between the 5 and 13 pocket, matching that folded edge of the ribbon with the edge of your red border. And you're just going to do a few stitches just to stitch those in place, just so that they hold there. Then what you're going to do is you're going to sandwich those ties by placing your spotty fabric over the top. And you're going to clip all the way round. And then what you're going to do is sew all the way around the edge, but leaving a gap which is big enough to fit your hand into. When you do this, what you can do is sew on this side, because you'll be able to sew around the edge of where the red border is, so you won't be sewing through the fleece. The fleece is matching the red border. And then leaving yourself a gap, you'll then turn it through to the right side, give it all a press, and then just stitch that gap closed. So that's sort of an easier way of doing it if that's what you fancy doing. But what I'm going to do now is I'm going to talk through how to finish this with a border, so that the teal fabric will fold through to the front. So watch both if you like and decide which one is the one for you. And if you've got any questions, I just talked through that simple technique fairly quickly. If you've got any questions about that, just pop them below and I will get back to you. But what I'm going to do now is I'm going to show you how to finish this with the slightly more advanced technique on the back. Okay, so I'm now going to show you how to put your back onto your calendar. First thing to do is to trim away the grey dotty bit. You don't need that now, and that should be roughly at the edge of your fleece backing. I'm going to use my rotary cutter and my ruler, but if you want to, you can use your scissors, it's up to you. I've got my cutting mat down underneath. Okay, so what I've done here is I've put my advent calendar panel onto my backing fabric, my turquoise spotty fabric. I've matched it up perfectly in this corner, and I want my turquoise backing fabric to be about 2.5 centimetres bigger all the way around. So I've got my ruler here which has my 5 centimetre markings on it, and I'm just going to go 5 centimetres bigger all the way around. This is easier than doing it separately and putting the fabric in the middle and cutting all the way around, because you've only got 2 cuts to do. So rather than cutting 2.5 centimetres all the way around, I match it in the corner and then cut it 5 centimetres bigger. So I've cut out my backing fabric to 2.5 centimetres bigger than my advent calendar all the way around. I'm going to place the advent calendar panel directly in the centre, and I'm going to secure it with pins in the border. The next thing that I'm going to do is just on the edge, about 0.5 centimetre in, I'm going to secure the backing fabric to the advent calendar panel. Once that's done, we'll then be folding the backing fabric forward like this in order to create that border. And I'm also going to talk you through how to do the mitered corners as well. So buckle your seatbelts because it's going to get exciting. We're going to learn something new, and hopefully with good results. I'm just making sure that I've got plenty of pins all the way around, and I can take these pins out as I'm sewing if they're going to get in the way, or you can position them just slightly in from the edge so that you don't have to worry about your machine going over the top of them. There we are, so that's pinned all the way around, and I'm just going to come in 1/2 centimetre and attach the advent calendar panel to the backing fabric all the way around. So I've got my panel, I'm going to pop it under there. I'm going to line up the edge of the red fabric with the edge of my machine foot. I've got my stitch length nice and long at 3.5, and I'm just going to go all the way around the edge to secure all 3 layers together. So when I say 3 layers, it's the advent panel, the wadding which has been fused in between, and then the backing fabric. If the pins are going to get in the way, I can take those out as I go. If you put in plenty of pins, then you should find that everything stays where you want it to. Now these stitches won't show on the finished front of your panel, but they will show on the back. If you notice that your fabric starts creeping along, just lift the foot and rearrange. When I get to the end there, I'll leave the needle in the fabric, lift the foot, swivel it round, and I'm just going to carry on doing that all the way round, and then I'll see you for the next step.